This is KGW News at noon.
First at noon, Oregon's only Republican congressman is responding to President Trump's controversial tweets about 4 women of color in the House of Representatives. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Brenda Braxton. Greg Walden is speaking out as President Trump defends his tweets. The commander-in-chief told the lawmakers to go back to the crime-infested places they came from. He took to Twitter again this morning, saying the tweets are not racist. So here's the backstory. The 4 congresswomen are all U.S. citizens, and only one was born outside of the U.S. They're calling the president's comments xenophobic and bigoted.
He does not know how to defend his policies. So what he does is attack us personally.
This is the agenda of white nationalists.
The House now plans to vote on a resolution condemning the tweets, which the president calls a Democrat con game. Today, we're hearing from Republican leaders after they were silent yesterday.
Were the president's tweets that said go back racist?
No. And I do not believe the Speaker of the House was racist last week either when those individuals on her side of the aisle who are claiming the president is racist, when they claim she was racist either.
But more than a dozen other Republicans have joined Democrats condemning the president. Oregon's Greg Walden just released a statement. He says the president's comments don't reflect the values of America and shouldn't be made about any American citizen. Walden calls the president's comments a distraction, but adds other people have said distracting things too. As an example, he mentions Representative Ilhan Omar saying people support Israel for the Benjamins. Walden says lawmakers should focus on the real issues, adding the House voting to condemn the president is a waste of time. Well, here at home, the Oregon Republican Party is filing paperwork to launch a recall against Governor Kate Brown. According to our news partner, The Oregonian, the filing cites some of the laws passed this legislative session. It also points to the governor's announcement that she may use her executive power to implement climate change policies. The Secretary of State's office says petition organizers now have 90 days to gather voter signatures. If they get enough, there could be a special election in November. So that brings us to our viewer voice question. Do you think there should be a recall election? We've had this poll going all day, and right now 58% of you say yes. You can still weigh in this afternoon. Head to kgw.com/vote or click on the viewer voice tab in the KGW News app. And staying with politics, Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg is coming to Portland. The mayor of South Bend, Indiana, will hold a fundraiser here on July 23rd, a week from today. Real estate developer Robert Ball is hosting that event. Tickets start at $250. Buttigieg will be the 3rd Democratic candidate to visit Portland this summer, following Washington Governor Jay Inslee and New York entrepreneur Andrew Yang. Developing this afternoon, the Justice Department will not file federal charges against the officer involved in the chokehold death of Eric Garner. The investigation in this case has been going on for years. Garner was selling loose, untacked cigarettes outside a New York City convenience store in 2014 when police confronted him. He refused to be handcuffed, and Officer Daniel Pantaleo put him in a chokehold. He could be heard on video saying, "I can't breathe," before passing out. The man accused of shooting his roommates in St. Helens has been found more than 600 miles away. Police have been searching for him for days, and he's been arrested in Sacramento. Police say Adam Fleming shot 2 victims 2 weeks ago. One of them had critical injuries but is expected to live. Fleming left the scene before officers arrived. St. Helens police say finding him was a joint effort between local, state, and federal law enforcement. Caught on camera, a lot of people talking about this one, a cougar in the Dunthorpe neighborhood north of Lake Oswego. And we have just learned some new information. There has been another credible sighting of a big cat in the same area. You can see the cougar walk into the frame of this surveillance video near the garbage cans. It kind of looked around before walking down the driveway. All this happened Sunday night. Officials believe the big cat came from Tryon Creek State Park east of Dunthorpe. That's the state park where another sighting happened today, but it's not clear if it's the same cougar. Officials say they haven't had any reports of the animal getting close to people, but they are asking neighbors to be vigilant.
This appears to be a healthy cat, so it's unlikely to target humans. It's more likely to run and be skittish. So make sure that you don't corner it, don't attack it, don't approach it.
Okay, here's what you should do. Back away slowly, speak loudly, and then raise your arms to make yourself appear larger. Also, supervise your pets when they're outside. That is a big one. Okay, just in time for Amazon Prime Day, the Washington County Sheriff's Office is cracking down on porch pirates by planting some bait packages. These decoy packages have electronic tracking devices that let deputies find them after they're stolen. They hope to catch those thieves in the act and also figure out which areas have the biggest problems with package theft. A rare flower is blooming on the campus of Washington State University in Vancouver. That is a live look at the corpse flower. It started blooming last night and it only lasts 24 to 48 hours, so the clock is ticking. Of course, it's called the corpse flower because it stinks big time. Typically, the corpse flower blooms after about 10 years, then every 4 years after that. But WSU had to wait 17 years for this one to bloom. So how did the plant's caretaker react?
And I shut it down and she said, "Your phone has been ringing like crazy." And so I looked at it and there was a message. It's blooming. I went, "Oh my gosh."
Oh my gosh, that was his reaction. So if you want to check out the flower in person, it's on display until 9 o'clock tonight. We also have a link to the live stream if you head to our website, kgw.com. Okay, turning now to weather this afternoon. Chris McGinnis is here with a look at your forecast. Oh, Chris.
Maybe. I'm in the dark. Can you hear me?
I know, I can hear you. I can't see you.
You can hear me. Well, I don't know if we're able to talk through the graphics or not, but we will, or maybe we won't. Okay, hey, there we are. We made it. All right, we are back in business. Let's go ahead and check out the radar over the last couple of hours. We have had some sprinkles across parts of the Pacific Northwest, and as we zoom in a little bit here, or not zoom in, but I should say advance our graphic here. We've had one or two sprinkles in the valley, one or two sprinkles at the north coast as well, and a couple of sprinkles still falling across parts of Columbia County, Cowlitz County, northern Clark County. As we check out the visible satellite imagery, it has been a fairly cloudy day across most of the Pacific Northwest, and giving you the live look right now from our Rose City sky camera, you can certainly see clouds abundant out there this afternoon. It's 74 degrees in this noon hour right now. The day planner for the rest of the day, need to bump that up a little bit, probably mid-70s to about 77 or so for a high this afternoon. Plenty of widespread cloud cover, and yes, we may squeeze out a sprinkle or two, even in the metro area. Kind of muggy out there as well. And then we eventually slip back down into the upper 60s. So temperatures a bit below average today. We've got a better chance, even better chance, I should say, for some widespread light rain tomorrow. And then, Brenda, I think we turned the corner a little bit. Folks have been asking, where is the summer heat? Well, we might have a little taste of that, just a little taste, as we go into the 7-day forecast in the weekend. We'll check that out in just a minute.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you, Chris. How would you like to travel between Portland and Seattle in just 1 hour? A new study from the Washington State Department of Transportation says an ultra high-speed rail could make that happen. The train would travel 220 miles an hour. The report says it would ease traffic on Interstate 5 between our two cities. The high-speed rail would also travel between Seattle and Vancouver, BC in just 1 hour. Well, 50 years ago today, 3 American astronauts boarded a rocket on a mission for the moon. Apollo 11 launched from the Kennedy Space Center in 1969. 5 days later, it would land on the moon. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins were part of this historic flight. Today, the surviving members of the crew, Aldrin and Collins, met at the launch pad to celebrate the anniversary. This is a photo of Collins talking about the launch with the director of the Kennedy Space Center. He remembers being anxious as they blasted off.
I get nervous easily, and that seemed like a suitable occasion to be nervous.
Right? If not then, when? The 300-foot rocket cleared the tower and then cleared the boundaries of Earth, and the rest, as they say, is history. You guys, here's another blast from the past, this time from KGW's archives. How cool is this? Back in 1966, when NASA was planning the first mission to the moon, they brought astronauts to Central Oregon. The reason? They believed the landscape there was as close to the moon as they could find. KGW tagged along for the tour as the astronauts hiked Lava Butte. Well, it is a musical day here at the Square, and our very own Drew Carney is right in the middle of it all. Hey, Drew.
Hello there, Brenda. You know, it's actually a sunny day here at the Square. I'm enjoying the sunshine. I'm surrounded by friends, and we're all checking out the live music. I'll let you see the band as well. We're talking about Harvey Brindell and the Table Rockers. They are the second band to perform in this year's Noon Tunes Summer Concert Series. We'll have more on Harvey and the concert series on this live edition of the Noon Tunes Summer Concert Series during our News at Noon. We're back in a moment.